Hello, everyone out there. Hello, Dee Dee. Hello, Ted. How are you? I'm well, thank you. How are you? I'm fantastic. That's great to hear. Most of you already know I am a retired kindergarten teacher and I love learning new things. I do too.
Yes!
So, what are we learning about today? We're going to learn about how in 1955, racial segregation was outlawed on interstate buses and trains in the United States.
Wow.
Segregation? What's that mean? Segregation means separation. So the colored people and the white people would not be able to sit next to each other on buses or trains. Wow, so I couldn't sit near our hands? No, you wouldn't have been able to.
Aww.
That's not good. No, not at all. In 1896, there was a Supreme Court ruling called Plessy versus Ferguson that said coloreds and whites were able to be separated as long as things were equal. Okay. But in 1955, the Supreme Court ended up overturning that ruling. That's a good thing. It sure is. So one particular train we're going to be discussing is the Southern Railroad 1200, which is housed in the Smithsonian Institute's African American Museum in Washington, D.C. They located the railway coach in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and the museum worked with Wasatch Railroad contractors to restore the train. This restoration took over 18 months. Once it was completed, they transported it to Washington, D.C. in November 2013, 3 years before the museum would be open. Well, why did they do that? They knew the train would be too large to install once the walls of the museum would be in place. It took two 500-ton cranes to swing the train over the building shell, and this coach weighs 77 tons. Wow, that's really heavy. It sure is. Unfortunately, I was not able to find any pictures of the completed interior, but you could see where the dividers were for whites and coloreds to be able to sit. And you could also see that the restrooms for the coloreds were a lot smaller in the back. I'm so glad things have changed where we are now equal again. Me too. Before this ruling, if you were traveling north from New York City to Washington, D.C., or from the Midwest, from Cincinnati to Kentucky, you would have to move to the back of the train if you were a colored person.
Wow.
So they made them move? Yes, they did. So the white passengers were able to sit in the first 2/3 of the train, while the colored passengers had to move to the last 1/3 of the train. Oh, that's not fair. No, not at all. Also, the restrooms in the back of the train were a lot smaller, and they did not have luggage racks in the back of the train. So those passengers with suitcases would have to keep their suitcases on the floor. Oh, wow. Here are some other things that happened on this day. Information, Pat. My pleasure. And I hope you enjoyed learning about it too. And thank you to the Smithsonian Institute, Wasatch Railroad Contractors, AI Overview, and daysoftheyear.com. Take care. Have a great day.